You wake up. You can see your room perfectly, but you can't move. Not your arms, not your legs, not even a finger. And then you notice something standing in the corner that definitely wasn't there before. Okay, so here's the thing. Your brain does this genuinely unhinged move where it wakes your mind up before it wakes your body up. For those few seconds, sometimes minutes, you're fully conscious, fully aware, and completely paralyzed. Roughly 8% of people experience this exact scenario at least once in their life. It has a name, and the science behind it is honestly wilder than the nightmare itself. So first question, why does your body even bother paralyzing you in the first place? Turns out it's not a glitch, it's on purpose. During REM sleep, the stage where you dream the most, your brain sends out a chemical called glycine that basically shuts down your muscles. Scientists call it REM atonia. And it exists for one specific reason, to stop you from physically acting out your dreams. If you're dreaming you're running from something, your leg staying paralyzed is the only thing keeping you from actually sprinting into a wall. Okay, but here's where it gets weird. Sleep paralysis happens when that system misfires. Your brain wakes up, your conscious mind comes back online, but the glycine shutdown hasn't switched off yet. So you're lying there, fully awake, and your body simply refuses to listen to you. You try to move your hand, nothing happens. You try to scream, nothing happens. And your brain, now fully conscious, is stuck inside a body that's still technically asleep. So why do so many people report seeing something in the room with them? This is where it gets genuinely fascinating. Neuroscientists believe that during sleep paralysis, your brain is still partially in REM dream state, meaning the dream-generating part of your mind is still active, layering hallucinations directly on top of your real physical bedroom. You're not imagining a shadow figure. Your brain is literally rendering one, in real time, on top of what your eyes are actually seeing. But why a shadow figure specifically? Why not like a talking dog? Researchers looking at reports across completely different cultures found something consistent. The hallucinations during sleep paralysis are almost always the same three types. A sensed presence, usually described as something evil or threatening nearby. Pressure on the chest, sometimes described as someone or something sitting on you. And visual hallucinations, typically shadowy humanoid figures. This pattern shows up in Japan, in Nigeria, in Newfoundland, in cultures with zero historical contact with each other. In Newfoundland folklore specifically, it's literally called the Old Hag. Same experience, completely different corner of the world. So what's actually causing the brain to hallucinate the exact same thing across cultures that never talk to each other? One leading theory points to your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for detecting threats. During sleep paralysis, researchers using brain imaging found the amygdala becomes highly active, essentially screaming danger at your conscious mind, even though there's no actual danger present. Your brain, desperate to explain why you're paralyzed and sensing threat signals with no clear source, does what brains do best. It fills in the gap with a story. And across humans everywhere, that story defaults to the same primal fear. Something is in the room, and it means you harm. Here's the part that should genuinely mess with you a little. Studies have found that stress, sleep deprivation, and irregular sleep schedules dramatically increase how often sleep paralysis happens. College students, shift workers, and people with high anxiety report significantly higher rates. In one study, over 30% of people surveyed reported experiencing sleep paralysis at least once, and that number climbed even higher among people with disrupted sleep patterns. So does that mean this is basically just your body punishing you for bad sleep habits? Kind of, yeah. Your nervous system relies on clean transitions between sleep stages. Mess with that rhythm enough, through jet lag, all-nighters, inconsistent bedtimes, whatever, and the handoff between asleep and awake gets sloppy. Sleep paralysis is essentially your brain fumbling that handoff in real time, with you fully conscious for the fumble. Now here's something that might actually be useful to know. Sleep paralysis, despite feeling like the scariest thing that's ever happened to you, is not dangerous. It typically lasts anywhere from a few seconds to about 2 minutes, and it resolves entirely on its own. No lasting physical harm. The fear you feel is real, but the threat isn't. Some researchers even suggest that focusing on small, deliberate movements, like wiggling a single finger or toe, can help speed up the transition back to full muscle control because it gives your brain a tiny successful signal that the system is starting to come back online. So if it's harmless, why does it feel like actual, genuine terror while it's happening? Because your amygdala doesn't know the difference between real danger and misfired brain chemistry. As far as that part of your brain is concerned, the threat is completely real. Evolutionarily, a brain that treats ambiguous threat signals as dangerous survives more often than a brain that shrugs them off. You're not weak or broken for feeling terrified. You're running exactly the threat detection software your species has relied on for hundreds of thousands of years, just aimed at the wrong target for a few seconds. So next time you wake up frozen, staring into a dark corner that feels wrong, here's what's actually happening. Your brain woke up faster than your body did. Your dream machinery is still partially running, painting hallucinations onto your real room. Your amygdala is screaming about a threat that was never there. And in a minute or less, all of it, the paralysis, the shadow, the pressure on your chest, will completely disappear because none of it was ever real in the first place. Just your brain, doing the one thing it's always done best, trying to keep you alive, even when there was nothing to survive.